Hey, what's going on, everybody? Hopefully you can hear me okay. The mix. I think I didn't touch any of the sliders, so the soundboard should still be where it was last time. The digital one. There's not an actual soundboard back here. But, sticking with the nice open screen. Nothing in the way but chat over the palette because everyone's looking on their tiny phones these days, that's why. And I accidentally shaved off one of my eyebrows, so I don't want you to see me. No, I'm just kidding. That didn't happen. So I'm working on this like little, I guess it's deserty because we have cactuses, right? And red sand, so I'll think it's a desert scene. But for some reason, it doesn't feel earthly. It's like Venus or something. Like Venus had saguaros on it. Atmosphere. Stephanie, what's going on? Can you hear me? If so, type 1 in the chat. Alright, what brush do we start with today? Is the question. I don't remember where my mental flow was the last time I was chipping away at this. This is a 12 by 18, by the way, much larger than we are. It's actually much bigger than my hand for once. Some of the paintings we've done for a while have been smaller than my hand, believe it or not. But I just had the camera zoomed in. Hard to tell. Yay, what's going on? One in the chat, indeed. Y'all are one in the chat. Thank you. Well, I mean, you can't tell if the mix is good, but no. That's up to Stephanie. Laugh out loud. So happy to see you, and I love this. Yay, I'm so happy to see you too, Steph. Oh, you're always good for a stream tune-in. You're always there for me. So, one of the things I'm just going to rant and rave about right away is gouache. One, because the discount code today on my website. So, if you type in gouache, go get some money off your purchase. On top of that, this palette is over a week old. And guess what? I don't have to clean it. I just gotta add water. Yeah. And that's why gouache is cool. However, it's very sensitive to water too. So, I think my challenge for gouaches is gonna be sealing it somehow that doesn't, in a way that doesn't damage it after. Because I'm telling you, you get one drop of water on this stuff if it sits long enough, and boom, it's gone. The whole thing explodes. Almost lost a finger last time. Arizona today. I'm glad you get a kick out of that one. Yeah. So, I'm gonna get my little bush brush. Try to say that 10 times fast. Bush brush. And yeah, that's where we're gonna start. I love how it took a second.
Stephanie says today it's hot and stabby.
What else is new in Arizona? Hot and stabby. How about if I just turn these on, see if it works? In the middle of streaming. And there we go. Palette's ready. Back in action. Yeah, that was awesome. Yeah, you guys have some good hanging over there. Hanging supplies. Me too, missing y'all and your sweet pups and that amazing scenery and your kick-ass pull. Yes, exactly. Exactly. So, I don't have a reference for desert plants in front of me, though I should. I was just trying to like go what I learned. Go by like what I learned by like looking at it, but I realize I've forgotten a lot. I'm gonna have to go through the library. I was thinking about doing a literal paint study of like one of the pictures I took, one of my favorites, or one of the ones y'all took, just to learn, match it exactly. Particularly one with a blue sky and the red rock. I think I like that warm and cool thing. It needs to be more. Yeah, what was black down here on my palette? There she is. Gotta color wiggle those leaves. Make sure they're not the same green the whole time. Wiggle them.
Wiggle, wiggle, wiggle.
Picture like the little dot on the drawing program. You know what I mean? Moving around on the color square or whatever the hell it's called. It has an official name, but I don't know what it is. Can you check if it's streaming on Facebook, by the way, for me?
Sure.
It should be. I turn. It's this weird feature where you don't have to like go to all of them at the same time. You can like start it.
Yeah, it is. It's the first
Interesting.
thing on my feed.
We'll see what Facebook thinks about this music.
Facebook needs to stop thinking.
Yeah. But, you know, you can send me stars on Facebook, which is a thing. But it's the same thing as bits on Twitch for those people who know about Twitch.
Twitch bits.
From what I hear, though, Facebook stars are a little more expensive than Twitch bits. Because they gotta have their cut for designing the system, right? Honestly, like, all the weird things about gouache that I'm still learning how to do properly are outweighed by the fact that I can just reactivate my palette and leave right off with the colors I had. Like, that alone makes it enjoyable.
Do you have the discount code, like, on here somewhere?
No.
Because gouache is hard to spell.
Yes, true. Gouache, by the way. When I'm not in the middle of this color, we can pop something up on screen.
Okay. Just a thought. That word is really weird.
I was judging my old UI for how busy it was. It felt like a Japanese TV show. So I just like, you know, when I go watch my favorite streamers that do art and they have like some nice relaxing music on, and it's just the whole painting's covering the screen, like that's what I like.
And something set up thing.
Oh yeah, I can pin them.
Just check it out. Just
Thank you. Gouache. Gouache.
Gouache.
Gouache. Gouache.
I'm reading it in that book that I'm reading. But all I think is gouache.
I have the link to my website too if you can pin it.
It's not big in this painting.
12 by 18. Nice size. It's probably just about the size of 2 basketballs long. He's the worst reference possible.
Right, I'm like,
Compare a sphere to a 2D plane.
and also like everyone knows how to make a basket.
Alright, like 2 encyclopedias laying next to each other on the table. Classic sized. Come on, you don't know what a classic sized encyclopedia is? Encyclopedia. 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 Let's break that word for everybody really quick.
That's already broken.
Let's see, I'm trying to pin... There we go. Oh, look at that. It even made the website a link for y'all.
Aww.
Ain't that something? Not letting me pin it. This message is already pinned. Oh.
Yeah, it's coming up. That's what it's like on Twitch. Is it up here?
Okay, sweet. How do I unpin it though? If I wanted to. Whatever, I don't care. I'm just gonna go pin it on YouTube. Because I know I can. Where is it? YouTube Studio. Pin. Alright, there we go. It's pinned on YouTube too. And in the process, I accidentally. Alright, there we go. Oh no, I didn't. It tricked me. The music stopped right at the same time that I clicked that. That totally was just a Murphy there.
Murphy.
Mr. Gamer, what's up, brother? I might have missed this, but how big is it? Oh, you already answered that. You're more than halfway towards reaching 1K subs. Oh, shit. On YouTube, man. That's awesome. It's been such a long journey. It's the slowest climb. Gaining one at a time. I'm glad you've been along for the ride, brother. Doing some desert work today. Creating some deserts for eyes to explore. A bit too dark though. Need to go a little bit lighter.
For eyes.
Yes, for eyes to explore worldwide. For eyes to feast.
Mm.
Oh, nice. Just bringing back the Oblivion memories right here. Oblivion menu screen song right here. Activate some of my white color. I want to get like some of that like burnt gray looking. Like there's like these plants that look like they just died in the sun. It's like this, even though everything is designed to live in the desert, there's just those plants that also just thought they were, but failed. They're like this burnt, charred color, literally. Probably because they actually caught fire
I'd be that.
like a while ago, and it's just been sitting there. I know a lot of fires happen out in those plains, New Mexico. A lot of my visual memories from the road trip are from New Mexico, just from looking out the passenger window when Kirsten was taking a turn driving. Guess I'll just stick with my little bush. What will the next song be? Ah, yes, we're in the tavern now. What's the local law, my friend? Have some ale. They say the local guar mine has been shut down due to some strange force in the bottom. Go talk to Celastravius to check it out.
I could really use your help in fetching some things. Oh, where did I put that?
There's a lot of shit talk happening about the new Bethesda game Starfield, And
Yeah.
you know, I've watched one of my streamer buddies play it for like a few hours the other night. I haven't played it myself, but after listening to a lot of the negative reviews, you know, like what I realized is that there's a whole handful of modern gamers in this world that don't have the Bethesda taste in their mouth. And Bethesda puts this like trademark feel on their games where they're almost like a little janky. And I know that like I'm gonna be considered one of the just true Bethesda fans die hard that fantasizes everything they do wrong, but it's just like I've seen it again and again. Like a game comes out and it's immediately judged because it hasn't worked through its bugs yet. Like I guarantee, like when ESO came out, that game was horrible when it first came out in beta, and then literally it took like 3 years before that game became awesome. But now it's a cash cow whore, and it's over with. It's dead. But that's besides the point. All I'm saying is like, it's a brand new game. It just came out. They're going for something that's ridiculously huge, and like basically what people are saying is like they're tired of getting a Bethesda game that just feels like Skyrim or Fallout with a new skin on it, and I understand that because they tend to have this sort of like Morrowind-esque feel to them where it's slow and you died, and it's slow where like it doesn't match up to the modern day gaming pace that everyone is at these days, where just there always has to be constant simulation. And I think it's a nice relaxing step back to like 2010 gaming. You ask me, with the mix of the modern, but I haven't tried it, you know. But I don't know. I don't think it should be compared to something like Overwatch or something really snappy and fast-paced, because I don't think that's what it's intended to be. You know, it's about exploring space and planets and working on your spaceship. But if they have any care in the world for the game and it just came out, they're gonna work on it. They're gonna add better stuff. They're gonna work on the combat.
Game Pass.
But yeah, you might as well try it. Yeah, there you go.
What?
Bet you'll like it because it's like Fallout Explorer style.
That's pure chance. I wasn't looking for it. It was
Oh,
on my Xbox.
yeah, it just came out. Like people, it's all over my gamer YouTube algorithm. Where is my red paint? That's what I'm looking for. Move it down here. Gouache is basically more opaque watercolor, and you can just like use it like wet paint. I'm using it acrylic style because it works that way. Alright. Gotta get some water here. Some white, just for some variation. Grab some orange, toss it there. Wow, that orange lights up quick. Probably because it's been soaking there a minute. Get the blue. See the palette on the screen, right? I know it's blocked by chat, but gotta put chat somewhere. I always like to bleed my green into like the blue a little bit so I can get like the span of sap green into, what you call it, viridian green.
I tried.
You tried to what?
I tried to look at you and you were about to say the blue bit green. Give me Viridian.
Yes. I think that's how you say it. I want to like double check my pronunciation on a paint tube, but. And then I take some of that black down here. Mix that from the bottom. The orange and the red are to kind of make some greens that are affected by light, and also get even more potent sappy green. Overall, when I'm painting with reactivatable colors and painting in general, I like to let all the colors mix on my palette. just for the spontaneity of color picking. It's the one difference in digital versus traditional, I think, is that you're always picking one very, very specific color each time you go on the color picker, where in traditional it's always a different one slightly, even if by a hair. Unless you're working with a purely mixed pile, but if you're mixing it like I do, it's not the case. Usually the first 5-10 minutes of painting is like me playing around with a new color palette or just getting some things back. What's cool about gouache though is you can kind of work in both directions. I've been experimenting with that. I'm usually like on acrylic, so that's what I feel fluent with. So I'm definitely feeling a bit uncomfortable. It's kind of, it has like weird misbehaving properties like watercolor does, which is cool. Because anytime I'd go to like pure acrylic, I'd miss that. I'd miss those properties. I'd want them back. Now I'm I'm searching deep in my brain right now for a jumping Cohiba. I believe they looked like they had dark branches. They were very busy like this. And I know that's not what they're called, but for the sake of keeping the inside joke alive, I have to say it like that. I need to get gouache and I need to learn how to spell it. Have you found a glowing anything yet that would work with gouache? No, not yet. I haven't really looked for the gouache thing yet. But now that you've reminded me. My guess is it would be the ink kind that I found. I gotta find some glow-in-the-dark ink, and the reason is because it's just water-based. I think anything water-based would mix nicely with gouache, as long as it can be thin like ink. So I think that would be the proper choice. So I think that was gonna be my first step in hopefully the right direction. So here we have the jumping Cohiba.
Aw, those are pursuing paquitos?
Pursuing paquitos. Ooh, noodles glow in the dark. I have the invisible stuff too. Hey Kate, what's up? Oh, it's weird. I didn't even. The K with Kirsten's purple name blended with yours so close that I thought Kirsten said. I thought Kirsten said I need to get gouache. What's going on, Kate? That's
my color.
And yes, Noodlers Glow in the Dark. That's funny you say that. I actually had a tab up on my browser. I was just looking at that. Had the Noodlers website up from the last time I was looking up that particular ink. So, yes. Looks like I'm gonna do a little Amazon shopping later tonight, huh? All right. So what do I need next? Some white, but some opaque white. I'm gonna get another little splash of white in my palette here because it is getting low. Yeah, I want to get through all the paper I have that is gouache paper, and then I'll make up my mind on gouache. If I like it or not. Gone through a lot of canvases, and I want to do the same with gouache. I like paper. I like that the texture isn't so deep. It's just... I guess ultimately what I'm trying to find is a hybrid between really opaque and really transparent mediums, where you can kind of sway back and forth to both types of working. I mean, already I've dug myself into opaque workflow here because I've painted the entire canvas. But that would be so cool. Then we can meet in Center next summer for the art challenge, the art exchange. I said art challenge. I was like, ooh, what are we doing? We're gonna hike out. We're gonna hike out to a mesa, get dehydrated and die. Laugh about it
Yeah.
after we die.
Paint for as long as you can before you die of dehydration.
All right, now they had. I just remember they were like, the jumping colloidas were creepily dark in the center before like the white stuff.
Morning.
It's just like they all look burnt. That was just the way they looked. They remind me of like when you see like a poisonous frog and it's like super colorful, like the shit you gotta watch out for in nature. It's like they just look extraordinary. Like don't touch that. But these are still small and far away, so might be overkill to do this, but let me see. It's something like this. I'm challenging myself to not look and then do like a color study later. I don't know if that helps or hurts me, but it's an exercise I've done my whole life to like challenge my brain, my visual memory. But from what I've seen with gouache, you can get it pretty thin. It acts just like watercolor. I mean, you can do the same thing with acrylic. I guess the ultimate draw, like I said, is that you can reactivate it. But be careful of those danger drips. Let me tell you, when you dip in your brush in the water and then you go to move it over your painting. I've done it 100 times already. Little dot here in the sky. Yes, they're really dark and they're extra spicy charging colloidus.
I was trying to decide how to say
Colloidus.
Yoilus.
Choyoilus. I've called that plant 100 different things at this point. For those of you who don't know, we visited Arizona and made fun of the name of that plant so much to the point where it'll never be the same again. It'll never be called a jumping cholla again.
I couldn't remember it was Choya. Just now, it's like, what are they called?
Yeah, we made fun.
Cholula.
Yeah, it's cholla, but well, one's called a teddy bear cholla, and then the other one's called a jumping cholla. And the one I'm actually painting right now is the teddy bear one. The jumping one, it looks thinner, and the balls that come off of it are a little bit smaller. It's like more stringy looking. Hey, hot as hell there. I'm still sick. Cough every 10 minutes. I was just pocket dialed by a friend and messenger. Love listening, yelling their name. This time I called his dog. She grabbed his phone. Wait, this time I called his dog. Oh, like the dog picked up the phone? That's hilarious. What are the chances? Anyway, yeah. His dog, Seamus. Dog answered the phone.
Seamus, probably.
With
How do
it.
you spell Seamus?
Really? With no SH? Other languages are silly compared to mine. Kate, what kind of meds are you?
Yeah, Seamus, like Sean. That's what I thought.
Seamus. Gotcha.
I think it's Irish or Scottish.
It's so hard to distinguish on my screen between the Kirsten and Kate screen name. When I look quick, I have to like make sure I slow down when I look.
It's almost the same color.
Yeah. Alright, trying to make a jumping calico here. It was almost like a tinge of super faint yellow, but not enough to see it this far away. Reminds me of painting that cactus I just sent you with the fuzzy ones. Something like that. Guess I'll just keep pulling from that color. What I can do is I'm making it an off-white. So then I can come in with like super bright white and maybe get some rim light on that. Trying to leave the black centers poking through a little bit. I'm pretty sure it was just on the tops too, like almost like cattails. Like the plant cattails. Killing me. Oh wow, that's fucking awesome.
I can't.
New addiction.
I can't like download it because it's only for Xbox SS, which I guess is the new one. But it'll let me play on like the cloud. For whatever reason. On my geriatric Xbox.
Interesting. It's like too much cloud computing. Yeah, cloud computing's a thing. You can pay a bunch of other computers to be more powerful than yours. What am I selling this for when it's done? This size I plan on selling for $300 each. I have two sizes above this one. Goes to 24 or 18 by 26, and then it goes to 33 by 22, which is pretty much the size of my entire table here. I haven't thought of numbers for that size, but I think I'm gonna paint one first and decide. But I'll be happy getting rid of this size, 300 a pop. Just being straight up. I'm gonna release them with prints as well too on the website. For those of you who aren't trying to blow that much on an original. And of course, as usual, that includes shipping and taxes and packaging and all that stuff. Insurance in case it gets damaged, we all get our money back. Sophia was talking to me the other day about how you can print your own labels for much cheaper and package it on your own and then just drop it off. I gotta look into that. Save more money on my end. It's one thing I'm not savvy in yet is like marketing and shipping. It's a whole art form. Knowing all the tricks. Tricks of the trades. Yeti spam! Now it's starting to feel like a desert. The challenging Tolahikis, man, it really makes it look just like it. It's just, there's some sort of plant variety was missing in my brain. You and Bill should totally get on each other's friends list on that game and play together because he just started ripping it. I know he's probably like 12 hours in at this point, but... Never played a game on the cloud. That's interesting. It's basically you're just playing on another computer somewhere that's streaming it to your Xbox. And there's like a latency thing. Well, one thing about it is I just heard you need decent internet to have fun with cloud computing. I think we'd have decent enough internet for it. Because I upgraded with a downgrade on Xfinity. Love what's happening here. Definitely is a UFO somewhere. Because what Stephanie painting is not complete.
Where's the cow?
Without a UFO. Let's see what this little black dot turns into. Nice. Look at that. It's a happy little cloud shadow now.
Aww.
Just like that. Because gouache is amazing. The other thing I do too is I paint with my trusty hair dryer, like it's my handgun on my belt, and it really helps just fast forward the process of waiting for things to dry, especially with these kind of. Oh, nice. It's dope. Just download Starfield real quick. We need some more jumping colitas.
Oh, I get that reverse. Whatever, so it's headed. Just like 6 hours.
Oh, like the character creation screen. Da-na. Takes me like 2 hours to name my guy sometimes. I'll have to like close the game and like walk around and like think about it. Magnetic cow. So many inside jokes are tossed over here in the stream like it's nobody's business. Or like it's everybody's business, because that's what make that sentence make sense, right? Just say a saying.
Lots of presets.
I'm sure. Trying to make some of their monies.
And then there's like 40 to start off of that then you can edit
Gotcha.
to your liking.
The other way I would describe how gouache feels is it's like chalk. Like if you could turn chalk into paint. It's like has that sort of feel to it. Dry pastel, not oil pastel. Like the Prismacolor, but that's still waxy, so it's not even really like that. It's better just chalk. Chalk is the best way to describe it. Charcoal too, I guess. It feels very similar too, in some ways. I have to be careful too not to activate my habit of rubbing paint on my clothes, because right now I'm wearing nice clothes. So I'm just being careful with that. Your paint by number is coming out awesome, Kate. That butterfly one or whatever. I know Kirsten's still chipping away at hers for the next 30 years.
Oh my god.
Because literally it's like she picks like the 10,000 piece jigsaw puzzle one.
I don't know what. Who did I?
You can barely, like they barely fit the numbers like in the spaces. Back! Never mind, so you missed everything I said. I was just saying your paint by numbers coming out awesome with your butterfly. I was saying Kirsten's still working on hers too. but it might take 30 years because she got like, what was it? How did they rate them? It was like medium, hard,
Beginner, intermediate, advanced, challenge, or something. I don't know.
Gotcha.
My dumbass thought I could do a hard run. I don't know
You
what.
can. You're doing it. It looks great.
Should be working on it for the rest of my life.
Yeah. It wasn't like only 5 spaces, is what we mean. Should've went with an easy one. No, it'll be satisfying though.
That's exactly what it's supposed to be.
You'll miss it when it's gone. Want to keep going. Something about like, to me at least, getting in the process of something and having it going. Wow,
What is happening?
they get serious about it.
40.
I like the physics on it, the way it flops around. Wow. That's literally every stereotype you just scrolled through. So she got a small spaces one? Yeah, like mega. It's like a straight up painting, man.
I closed mine the other day and closed it right back up.
Stephanie,
I don't blame you. What were we thinking?
don't give up. Just put on this music and reopen it.
Hairstyles.
Huh?
Hairstyles in her. It's good.
Why are they all like,
I don't know.
I don't know how else to say it. Like,
Yeah,
I
I know.
don't want to say it.
Don't say it. But I know. Don't say it. Bring up this ridiculous mess.
Zero clue what we were thinking. Easy ones are boring, intricate ones are fun. Agreed, I would feel the same. I have one I've been working on for 2 years. Well, there you go. So when you feel bad, remember the one Kate's been working on for 2 years.
I will do that.
I mean, essentially, you could make one of those as advanced as you could go, like, could go.
Yeah.
Could just make it you could get a 28 by 90 one and make it a detailed photographic painting. It'd take you forever. They probably have fucking something like that. I can't remember like what the bottom color of Pierce Felitas are. But I just remember they kind of looked fuzzy, cotton bally.
It's a trap.
Yeah, don't pet them.
Don't touch me.
Nope, I think I'll just keep budgeting myself to buy you. Sweet, yeah, that's cool. Do that for sure. Appreciate that. But you should at least try it, you know? You might get into the process and enjoy it for a minute.
It is weirdly relaxing.
Yeah.
And so now I look up and it's been like 2 hours.
Could be relaxing. Nice 70-degree winter Arizona day. Out in the pool area. I posted the 2 pieces. Which ones? I have to load up Discord, it'll take me a second. Missing some like scattered rocks. Grab another brush here. Jump into some rockage. I think it's blue there. It's alright, I don't mind if blue mixes with brown because it makes gray. And gray likes everything. Gray is a very nice color. Gets along with a lot of other colors.
Friendly gray.
Very, very friendly. I'm gonna go get a pretty basic brown by just taking some black and mixing it with the orange. A nice fast route. If you have some pre-mixed orange, get some of that black and slap it in there and you got some brown. And then, you know, you can sway your type of brown by changing the ratio of red and yellow within that brown. If you want it to be sandy, you have more yellow. If you want it to be more clay, I guess you could call it. Clay-y. Clay-esque. Clayish. Clazy. Clayescent, that's it. Clay-fluorescent.
Playful.
Playful. Alright. Something like that. Probably can make it a little bit bigger of a span here. Not scared if it mixes with the green a little bit. Actually, I will. We are going to tackle my giant roaster so I can actually get back to our stuff, and then I'll try the paint by number thing. Are you laughing at your character?
Mm-hmm.
What the heck's with the brown?
I don't know.
The eyelashes.
The mouth? What is that? Why is that a feature in the words my brother?
They're going for like legit variety.
Oh, ew. You can pick the teeth? What? No. Oh, no.
Wow. The way they went all out. We're watching the character creation. I'm watching the character creation screen of Starfield right now. It's
So many choices.
amusing.
Oh my god, that chin.
We'll all be there someday.
What is that, though? But with the rest of the face.
That's what you call a 70-year-old chin.
She looks like the kid in Vivarium. When he's like, on his neck, you know.
Yeah, they're going real with it.
Yeah, they even stop.
I want to grab some of the white, but I'm gonna clean my brush off first. There's some colors that I try to keep pure on the palette for the sake of starting over on certain things. But for the most part, all the other colors I let mingle. One thing I'm learning about wet medium is that there's a fine line between like a dry brush technique and a wet brush. It's like wet. It's like I'm starting to learn to like just barely stick the bristles in the water, and that's just enough. That's enough water for the effect I'm trying to get for subtle things. It's really easy to overdo it with the water. I just know Arizona was more rocky in this particular area. Like the kind of rocky where if you were sprinting through the desert, it would be extremely easy just spraining your ankle. Because there's a bunch of those like 6-7 inch little boulders just sticking out of the ground everywhere. The place just looks like a volcano exploded one day and just rained rocks everywhere. Thanks for streaming, you made my day. Oh, that makes my day. Hearing that. I'm so glad. I'm gonna try to do it more while I'm working, but it'll be shorter so I can keep my sanity.
Dude. He didn't even pick.
Wow, you can do the whatever it's called.
Yeah. What?
Yeah, well, that's what I mean, like how they're getting real with it. Yo, what's up, Oz? Good to see you here, brother.
Oz.
The Grandmaster Oz Wizard.
Pay no attention to the man behind the curtain.
Good to see you here, brother. That was epic. Hardcore session. I'm ready for more. Super scary. So, for those of you who don't know, World of Warcraft came out with official hardcore servers, which means, so you have like the normal version of the game that you can play and relax. Then you have the hardcore version, which means if you die, which it's very easy to die, extremely easy, and just especially in more unexpected ways. But basically, you die, your character's done, it's deleted. Doesn't matter. You know, and the level cap 60. It takes multiple weeks to get to level 60 if you're playing regularly. So if you die at level 47, it's over. So it definitely is cool. I've always been skeptical of it because I'm just like, oh, you know, because you put all that work in on a character and then you die and it's gone. But after embracing it a little bit, it really does add a spice that's not normally there. You really take everything really carefully, and then I think it switches the emphasis on like, I'm gonna work on this one character to like many character life cycles, which changes the feel of the game. It feels very new. And another observation I made, which doesn't happen often on MMORPGs, is that there was a lot more people playing throughout all levels of the game, like wherever you are in the game. Because normally what happens is you have a horde of people that get released out of the gates, right? They all get to the max level, and then basically there's not many people playing as low levels anymore, because they all got to level 60 and now they're doing all the end game content. But what's cool about hardcore is everyone's dying all the time. So like, all parts of the game are constantly filled with new characters. I realize it, like, it's almost like a weirdly healthy game mechanic for like the replay value of the game. But it is scary. Like, we've already almost died like 4 times. But it's funny because, you know, you laugh it off. It's definitely, it makes the game like really a lot more engaging. You can't just like chill. You have to really pay attention. Arizona landscape and topography might as well be from a different planet. Yeah, it's Venus basically. It's red Venus, because for some reason Venus is always depicted as green. Is it actually green there?
What?
I don't know. I always see like on like Science Channel when they like acid rain on Venus. It's like, I feel like they always depict it as like green tint. Trying to take a mid-tone first approach where I do the color in the middle and then go darker and lighter. But again, like, y'all are watching me learn gouache right now. I don't know what I'm doing. Every time I've painted with it, a good session, sat down, I learned something new. I'm thinking about something new about it.
Spending more time on my made-up person's makeup than I do on my own in real life.
See, you're the type of person that this game was made for.
This is absurd.
There's people that just want to get in, they want the round to start the second they hit A, and they want the screen to blow up and be flashing everywhere in 5 seconds, and if they don't, the review of the game was, it's fucking boring unless you play 15 hours in.
Then play 15 hours
Yeah.
and you're good.
It's just an acquired taste. It's called patient gaming.
All details.
Yeah. Its plants that have a planned duration. Venus white, yellow, and reddish brown, so a rusty color. Ah, yes. Looks like we're close to Venus then, in this painting. Been throwing a little too much white. Trying to keep the palette and the camera shut. I know it keeps sliding. It's not that secure. I could probably put like little rubber stoppers on the bottom of it or something. Yes, Venus in the southwest. The other thing I'm trying to master with transparency too is like the art of what color it becomes when you go over other things. Because it's not quite like 1 + 1 = 2. It's like 1 + 1, like color plus like weird dulling that happens because of the water plus transparency, whatever that is, equals like the color. It's weird. I'm still figuring it out. I just found a Tupperware kind of gouache. Yeah, I think I know what you're talking about. I've seen those. There's some fad where they sell them like that for some reason. Guess it's just nice to see the colors next to each other. It's satisfying. Put some rocks over here. Rocks in your socks.
Rocks off. I took my sock.
That's looped in my head so many times. Yeah, it's fun. I'm looking forward to that. I'm gonna take my socks off there. The socks are coming off, let me tell you. Alright, a little too dark for over here. I'm gonna change the rock color. Do more of a sock color. I couldn't resist.
Rocks.
Rock emojis. Spam rock emojis. Yeah, blending must be weird. The non-permanent nature of this paint. Yeah. That's the thing, is like a lot of the techniques from watercolor still apply. For example, like try to get things in one paint stroke if you can. Because the nature of gouache, if you keep rubbing in and trying to get the paint stroke right, it starts just digging through it rather than adding. So it's like the way it is, it's like it goes through like stages. So like say you're rubbing the same spot with paint, it'll start off by adding first couple strokes, and now you're digging, and now it's removing, and now it's completely, and it's like you end up just like changing it entirely. So it's kind of like this little dance between like you're adding paint or you're removing paint or you're pushing it paint, and like those three things happen depending on how much you've like rubbed that spot with your brush and how much water you're dealing with. So there's a lot of factors with it, but that's kind of like I'm growing to like it. It's like both worlds coming together, and I think once I get the hang of it, it's ultimately just the bomb. I want to explore with it for a while. Get some more green going. Surprised I haven't found my way to it sooner. I think I just never took the word seriously. I never knew what it meant. Now that's a sap green if I've ever seen one. Just because there was so much red in it, but... Now we gotta grab the ocean and mix it in. Thanks, love. One thing I'm noticing too with reactivate mediums is that the darker colors tend to like really reactivate quick compared to the light ones. I don't know why. I don't know if it's like a base thing or like way more water required to get the light stuff. Well stated. Gouache definition. Glad it makes sense when I talk. Boop.
What is all this?
There's gonna be a whole lot of that. A whole lot of what the heck does this mean? How do I activate this? But where do I?
Or all the like the classes on here are so weird.
Yeah, there's like a jetpack one I know. I know that's the one Bill's rolling.
Well, and each one has 3 different starting skills, but they're weird. Like this one's fitness, ballistics, and gastronomy.
I don't know.
What? Chef. There's your chef.
Makes sense to my brain. Sweet. Fortunately, this stream will feel a little cut off. Not gonna go too long. But Jump back to the bush. Here's where I was experimenting with going down with so you go down like a little bit of white here. White tends to add a bit of opaqueness to the paint too for some reason. I don't know if that's like the way white, like what white's made out of, or it has like a thicker base to it, but I noticed that as a little trick. Of course it'll change the color too, so you have to be careful. But doing like what you would think of the highlight color to be on a plant, right? So you can see it gets so pretty opaque if you do it right. So something like that. And then, so essentially I'm taking the watercolor process and kind of like forcing it over a opaque process. Which I find interesting that you can do with gouache. It's like breaking the rules of like light to dark or dark to light, whatever direction you want to move. And then I just move down to my palette here to a bit of a darker green, which I have to kind of remake for a second. Grabbed a little too much blue. Hold my palette down. Escape palette. I am complex, laughy face. Wait, Pisces Sun, Mars, and Rising, and Virgo Moon. Now I take a little black, I mix into green. This will be our secondary color here. And I'm gonna take the hair dryer really quick and speed dry up our little start bush, and you'll watch it'll darken from that green. Alright, it's dry now. Take the dark green. Go over a little bit. Careful not to completely cover the light, except for where you want to have it be shadow. Sort of like that. And that would be like working reverse. And can't really pull a good example immediately out to like a solid one immediately, like always work this way, light to dark or dark to light, but I guess depending sometimes on where you are in like a blending process or laying down base layers so that later on you can get their color effects. It depends on if you want to be see-through or not, so it's good to have both.
Just like Zodiac sidebar with Kate.
No, I love it. You guys nerd out hard in the chat. Keep it going.
I've been reading too much lately. Like, what are you?
Oops, Aries, not Mars. Oh, that makes more sense. That was a Freudian association, Mars, Aries. Yeah, the fire red thing, yeah, makes sense.
Well, and they're both, like, in mythology, whether you're looking at Greek or Roman, Aries and Mars were, like, the war gods.
Gotcha, yeah.
It depends on which mythology you're looking at.
My brain is forever tainted by the game Smite, because I played that game for like 6 years and
on a peaceful planet. Unfortunately, it comes with a $125,000 credit mortgage.
British. Wow.